Internet, it is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today we're going to be talking about Abigail. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and the cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. Reviews for this movie are very, very good. Has a 82% critic score, 89% audience score. Cinema score is a B, which doesn't sound great, but for horror, that's above average. See, overall word of mouth is good across the board, so that's an easy pro, obviously. So that's pro number one. Pro number two is the fact that this is probably the biggest movie that come out this weekend, like this, and Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, but this obviously has a bigger studio backing it, so one could argue it is the big movie of the weekend. So yeah, that simple fact got labeled out as a pro. Another pro is when it comes to direct competition. I mean, the first Omen came out at the beginning of the month. It pretty much fell off immediately. It didn't really do much, so that's not going to be an issue anymore. And there won't be another horror movie, I think, until Tarot, in 2 weeks' time. So this movie has a bit of time to play out before competition swoops in. Not to mention the rest of the competition overall is just not there. It's slow. It's slow times at the box office. Not as slow as it was at the beginning of the year, but it's still really bad. So yeah, just overall lack of direct competition, just lack of real strong competition in general. You'll label that as a pro. Another pro is the fact that I guess for what it is Thursday previews are okay. $1 million. That's not like terrible. Although one could argue it could be a lot, you know, I don't know. There have been movies that have done comparatively better than this. But I mean, its previews are just like whatever. Considering this is like a non franchise film. They're whatever. They're just like extremely just whatever. So I guess that's not really a pro or a con. It's kind of a middle ground thing. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's middle ground. Okay, cons. I don't know for this movie. I mean, like the premise is interesting. It's really interesting. It's a little different. Where I just saw the trailer for this for the first time in front of Monkey Man, which I saw on Thursday, and like the premise where you have like a bunch of like criminals who have to kidnap like some kid, and if they do it for like 24 hours, they get $50 million. Sounds easy. So they realize the kid's a freaking vampire, and they all get killed. So yeah, definitely oh, and it's the kid's a ballerina vampire. Yes, so the premise is a little wacky, which I like, but the problem is the hype. It's just any real hype this could have gotten, it just never really materialized. I don't know if it's because the internet was just busy looking at other things. I don't know if Universal just dropped the ball with the marketing. I don't know. The hype just never was never really there. It was never there like the same way, say, a Megan, like last year, which also revolved around a child. And I guess with that, obviously that had a lot more oomph in its marketing. With this, it was a lot more low key, and I feel like it kind of screwed the movie over. So yeah, just I don't know, lack of hype, lack of strong marketing. I'll label that as a con. I guess another con is that there's depressed market. Like sure, competition isn't great, but that doesn't mean this movie's gonna do great because of it. I mean, you think it would, but the reality is the box office is slow right now, and it's gonna drag down every movie that's out. And we're gonna be stuck in that spot until like a blockbuster comes in to, you know, save the day. Whether that be Fall Guy or Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, who knows? But yeah, right now things are slow. Everything is slow, and that's bad for new movies, especially if they're not being positioned as big movies like this, for example. So yeah, just depressed market. We'll label that as a con. And I think that's really it. So opening weekend, there's a part of me that thought this movie could overperform, maybe hit like 15, 20 mil, judged by early numbers. That's not likely anymore. So I'm gonna say 10 to 12 million, 10 to 12 million opening weekend. Its total. Its legs should be fine. Realistically, I don't know, 30 mil, 30 million, probably 30 million or below. That's what I'm gonna go with. And that was Abigail. Okay, so we got quite a few movies left, unfortunately. We got Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, got Sasquatch Sunset, got Spy Across Family Code White, and then Wildfire, a movie. The fact that it's even in theaters perplexes me, to say the least. But if it's a wide release, I gotta talk about it. So one down, four to go. So stay tuned for those. But yeah, so that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. And check out more videos like this. I got playlists on the homepage, all previous prediction videos I made this year. You want to watch any of them, go right ahead. And once I'm done, the past few years on the channel, want to watch any of those, go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I know some news dropped about Transformers 1 and animated Avatar A movie. Look, to be brutally honest, I just did not. I just didn't want to make that video. I willed myself into doing it, but it just was not happening. So I just didn't. Maybe when something else drops, then I'll talk about it all at once. But yeah, I was not feeling it that day. But with Abigail, I talked about it one time, and that's when it um got added to the calendar. That was episode 227. I talked about it alongside Michael, the Michael Jackson biopic, Exorcist Deceiver, and It Ends With Us. And I've currently made 242. I'm gonna say, yeah. I'm not sure actually. Let me see. 242 episodes. Okay, 242 episodes. So if you want to watch any of those episodes, any of the other ones I've done, if you want to binge them all from beginning to now, I highly encourage you to do that. So go do it. Also, box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. April recap, that won't be until March, not May. Um, the first week of May, roughly between the 3rd and the 10th. So stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.